Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, and Frato's Culinary Kitchen. I am Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski. And Jay, a busy week for both of us. You had all the Blackhawks, everything that was happening this week, which, by the way, infiltrated the I'm Fat podcast fan page. How dare other sirs do that? Because that is a sacred space for no hockey and no basketball unless it involves fats of sports.
That's why I do it, so I get away from hockey and other sports. But no,
Yes.
it's fine. It's a fan page. They've got full control. We just absorb it. We just inhale
like
it,
everything else.
whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thanks for jumping on. I'm going to preamble this one. There's something going on with Xfinity in my area, so our connection is not the strongest. So if the quality is not what it typically is, we apologize. But we've done all the things we can do on our end to make it better. But I'm just sort of dealing with an area-wide situation. So if there's a little bit of glitching, we apologize for that. Thanks for tuning in anyway. Make sure you follow us on all of our social medias at I'mFatPod. That's TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We've got the fan page on Facebook that Rick mentioned. We've got our YouTube page, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Make sure you go in there and subscribe there. You can see the videos. Those publish every Tuesday, so you can watch the video version of the show on Tuesdays. And what else, Rick? We got our TeePublic shop. Links in our bio if you want some I'm Fat Podcast merch. We're in the process of getting the Onion Ring of Honor shirt updated with a burrito somehow. Our guy, Mark Allen Fishman.
Andy Reid will find a way.
Yeah. The guy who designs all of our logos, Mark Fishman from Unshaven Comics, he's hard at work trying to figure out how to get a burrito in there. And I think we're going to get to the point where it's just randomly placed. It's going to be like, where's Waldo? You've got to find the new, the new item in there every year.
Right,
But-
he's going to be like, can a table win next year? In a plate.
How about a chair for Andy to sit on? That would be fine.
Right.
Hey, I've had the mesh back chairs that I'm sitting on right now in there a couple of years, so you never know. You never know what might win.
That's true. Because let me tell you, this leather chair ain't going to win.
Oh, I think I told you this when I started working from home full time, when COVID began. I did not have a good chair. I had literally a folding chair in my office. I'm like, I have to go get a decent chair. So went to Walmart.com, found a really nice looking brown leather chair. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll use this, see how it goes. And in a week, I'm like, I'm sweaty and it's cold in my basement. I shouldn't be sweaty and cold. So I had no receipt. I had no box. And I just wheeled the chair into Walmart. I'm like, I bought this on your website. Here's the web page. They're like, okay, here's your refund. It's like, really? I just brought a chair in. I could have done that from anywhere. Hey, I found these pencils outside. Bought them on your website. Here's some money. Yeah, it was strange, but I got this one from Costco, this mesh back one, and I love it. So it's great. Speaking of things I got, I completely buried the lead during our conversation, and I don't know if you missed this. We were Thursday night. I'm down at the Homewood baseball fields at Isaac Walton.
Okay.
Because the travel tournament is happening. The All-Star tournament's happening down there. So I was volunteering, doing some PA work and home run tallying and all that fun stuff. And Hope texts me and she goes, this family on our neighborhood Facebook page is giving away a Blackstone. Just giving it away. If you can come and get this, it's
Really?
yours. She's like, do we want this? I said, absolutely. I can't leave, though. I can't go and get it right now. So she calls our friends, Tony and Joe, and they go with her. They use their car, pack it up, get it to our house. So I got a free Blackstone last week.
After all the consternation about do I get a Blackstone? Do I just get something else? I don't know if I really need a Blackstone anymore. Then you're trying to justify not having it to yourself. And now a Blackstone falls into your lap.
Right. Now that I have one, I absolutely need it.
Yes, of course.
It's cool. So all I did was yesterday morning was the first time I got to use it. And I made breakfast. I went out to Waltz, set my watch back 25 years, went to Waltz, Got the a big bag of hash browns. We had a bunch of eggs. We had Charlie's stout bacon that I found in the fridge. Been in there. Don't know how long it's been in there, but it turned out fine. Threw that on there. We also Hope had a like a little Ziploc bag of bacon fat that she had saved from other times we made Charlie's bacon. So instead of using butter on the griddle, we were using bacon fat. So we were cooking everything on that, the hash browns and everything, and then made eggs, pancakes. It was great. So it would have cost me, $60 for the three of us to go to a diner. It was diner quality. The first time I made it, it was outstanding. The only thing I got to fix is the eggs. I cooked the eggs a little too hot.
Okay.
So they thinned out a little too much. But other than that, it's just kind of adjusting and adapting. And if you go on TikTok, there are a million people that just show you, here's how to make this thing on the Blackstone. And it's awesome. This guy Cooking with Daryl, he's like your typical rich suburban dad, but he has like 2.5 million followers just showing people how to cook stuff on the Blackstone. It's great.
Wow.
Yeah. He's got his own line of like salt and pepper shakers and grill gear now and all this sort of stuff. And by the way, speaking of big TikTok hits, our video from Jay's Beef, it was like 28,000 last time I checked.
Nice.
Yeah, it was doing really well. And we couldn't make one this week because Rick was out of town. But we'll definitely get to one soon here. We could even start doing them like I do one and you do one and you send me the video or I send it, whatever. So there's a lot of possibilities there. But yeah, so I'm the proud owner of a Blackstone. And then the people were like, oh, hey, we forgot to give you all the accessories we have. So we'll get them together and then you can come pick them up. But my impatience, I'm like, well, I want it now. Like I want the weight, like the weight to put on top of the burger and like all the stuff that goes with.
Yeah.
But I don't know what we're gonna get for free, so I guess I'll wait. I'll wait and see. I think next up is burritos.
Oh yeah. If you can do that, yes. Well, and then I see, depending on who you talk to, about how some chefs just hate when anybody puts the weight on the burger because you're squeezing out the juices and whatever. Some just want like the more plump burger. Some are willing to have more of a smash burger. It really seems like it's a personal preference type thing. But I find it fascinating because no matter which side you're on, people seem to be very, shockingly enough for this world, they're very much on one end, one extreme or the other.
I don't like smashing it when it's on a grill because then you're right. The juice does fall down into the grill and it's not, but on a griddle, it's not going anywhere. It's true. The juice is still staying right under the burger, cooking it. So, I have not used one yet, but a lot of people who have those videos use it. So I don't know. I got a lot of experimenting to do, but it's huge. It's like 4 burners. I had one time I had 13 strips of bacon, like 2 pounds of hash browns, and like maybe 6 or 7 pancakes, like cooking at the same time.
Jeez.
Like, yeah, it was.
So is your backyard now just like all grilling equipment?
Well, I got the baby
and a
Q,
blow-up pool.
and I'm gonna get I'm getting the Weber Traveler. I'm paying for that,
Nice.
so that's coming. Speaking of that, I did speak to the people at Weber, and they want to put one of their grill masters on. So these are some of the things we can ask about, like, hey, what's the right way to do this, or place your things, or distribute your heat. I sure they get a lot of the same questions a lot, but if you've got a question for a Weber Grill Master, we're going to make this happen soon. Send us a question, imfatpod@gmail.com, and we'll try to get it answered for you by the people who know better than anyone Weber Grills.
Yes.
That's for damn sure.
Hello, Mr. Grill Master. Can you build outdoor space on my condo so that I can have one of your grills? I would appreciate that. Thank you.
I didn't tell you this. My mom bought like a smokeless indoor grill. So it's about the size of I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a comp, like a big like serving platter. So like imagine that size, right? So maybe like 18 inches by 12 or so. Okay. Flat, and then there's like a catching area, like a drip pan, and then on top of that is like a nonstick copper grill that gets hot with electricity. So she puts it under her microwave, and she can grill burgers or whatever, steaks on that thing, and then the vent on the microwave takes the smoke out, but it doesn't smoke a lot at all because there's no fire element.
Yeah.
Might be worth looking into.
Interesting.
It wasn't like, it's not the same as a charcoal grill, obviously, but
Sure.
it got the job done, you know? So look into that. It could be a possibility for you.
Interesting. I have so much catching up to do on that type of thing, because I know I've said it before. I've never been the grill master. Wherever I've lived, there are other people that have wanted, like actively really wanted to be the grill person.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, if you want it that bad, do you. And that's fine. And I'll enjoy the results. And that's pretty much what I've been. So when it comes to the grill, I've got a lot of learning to do. I'm also not even in a spot right now to be able to do it, since I don't have outdoor space.
Yeah. Does it interest you to learn?
Yeah, I'd like to learn.
I could see you like getting into it and then just really going all in on it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of how I am with anything. Is like, oh, I'll pick it up, and then I'm just like in on whatever it is. Like, I binge shows really easily. I mean, anybody that follows me on Twitter or knows me at all now knows it's like, when I started watching Drive to Survive, then it's like, oh, now I'm just like in on F1, which is like the last thing I would have ever expected me to be in on.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, with whatever it is, if I get into it, yeah, I'm going to be full bore.
Yeah, that surprised me that you were in F1. But
Me too.
If the show is entertaining enough, you know,
Yeah.
then it'll get you into it. That's for sure.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people into it. So.
I'm the opposite of that.
Race this morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I my problem is that I like, I want to learn this thing, and then it gets hard and I stop.
Yeah, I have an element of that too.
Yeah, like you know, or I'm also, I think you know this, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. This has been pointed out to me by my new coworkers at CHGO. They're like, "Why are you so worried about how everything sounds?" I'm like, "What do you mean? I have to be. It's got to sound perfect." Which is why this episode is going to stress me out, because it's not like absolutely perfect. Whereas 90% of our audience probably doesn't notice and or care. But it's just a perfectionist thing for me. So if I try something and it doesn't go well the first time, I'm like, well, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't for me. That's why I'm glad the Blackstone thing went so well yesterday, because I would have been frustrated had it not.
Yeah.
You know,
And you'd just been like, someone else can take this. I'm going
wheel
home.
it to the curb.
Yeah. Just done with it.
Yeah.
So
no.
now you've got the baby Q. You have that and a smoker and the Blackstone now.
Yeah, the smoker was free too. My neighbors had that out on their curb. I'm like, I just took it. They weren't home. I wrote a note and said, I don't know if you were throwing this out or just had it outside, but I took it. If you want it back, here's my number. If not, thank you. So yeah, I got a Weber Smoky Mountain smoker. And then I have the baby Q, which was also free because it was sent to Barry Rosner at the Score, and he didn't want it. And I'm like, I'll take it home. He's like, go ahead. I don't want this. You know, Barry. Like, I don't want this free thing. It's a nuisance.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay.
Everything is a nuisance to Barry.
So it's a Chicago Cubs baby Q. But when I get this new Traveler, I'm just gonna give the baby Q away. I'm gonna pay it forward for all the free shit I've got in my life.
Nice.
But it's just fallen into my lap. It's not like it was like comped. Like, hey, you know, here's a free grill. We'll talk about it. It's just like, we're giving this away. Right time, right place, right time. So it's great. So, I should tell you about this, by the way. You know, we talked about it. Grandma Cookie turned 100 a few months ago. We're having her party this summer, and I talked to Frato's about catering it. What, like, our experience with Frato's has been strictly like from a partnership sort of a thing. Like, we talk about, like, okay, like, here's the structure of our deal. Like, here's what we'll talk about. Here's what we get back. Like, yada, yada. And we're huge fans of it. We go there and we eat the food. But this is the first time I've had to deal with them with catering. They're catering the party. It has been the smoothest process, the easiest thing in the world. Like, we are so happy with how everything has gone. We're satisfying, like, aunts and uncles and in-laws, and they're thrilled with how it's gone. So we're going to do, like, Italian beef, lemon chicken, like, all sorts of stuff for this party.
Oh, nice.
And they have been so incredibly cooperative and helpful in saying, like, okay, well, you know, maybe you have this many people. Maybe this might be a better idea for what you're doing than this, because it's just easier to execute. You get more for your money. Like, they've just been incredibly accommodating and wonderful. So as if we can't recommend Frato's enough for just going into the restaurant and having their incredible food, the catering service has been out of this world. It's just been the attention to detail is fantastic. And as soon as this event happens, I cannot wait to share a bunch of video. Maybe I'll just invite you, Rick, to Grandma Cookie's party, and you can come hang out and and eat some chicken, and eat some beef and some lemon chicken. So go look, Fredo'sPizza.com, Fredo'sBakery.com. That's their websites. At Fredo's Pizza on Instagram. Go visit the restaurant, 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. But if you got a party coming up, graduation, whatever, Labor Day, that's the next kind of big holiday we have coming up, and you need to cater it, don't hesitate. Call Frato's. They will get you squared away. Great options. And again, they work with you to create like the most perfect event for you. They're not just trying to maximize their profits. They're trying to say, look, we want you to be happy with what's going on. So here's what we would suggest, just based on our experience, and take it or leave it. You know, you don't have to take our advice, but I just like that they're not just saying like, okay, well, what do you want? Cool, we'll have it. I like that they use their expertise to suggest and to steer, and it was really, really helpful. So this will not be the last time we use Frato's for catering, because you know the food's going to be good. Like that's the least of the worries. Right. You know, it's whenever you're dealing with these catering people, you gotta, you know, just in general, you want to make sure everything's. I have never felt so safe and covered after a conversation I did with Frato. So thank you to them for making this happen, and cannot wait for the party. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Okay, so last time I went to Minnesota, I made sure to try one of the places there.
Yes.
To be able to report back. So we had Minnesota trip part 2 this week. And I tried something new again. Went to, I think I mentioned on the pod last time the like festival they have on like the Thursdays and whatever, where it's basically a bunch of street vendors and whatever.
Yes, you did.
Okay. So we were there Tuesday night through Friday afternoon this week, and went there to find something to eat, and oh, did I.
Nice.
It was just like wanted something a little bit. We actually had 2 different places to report on. One, I actually kind of forgot early in the week. My mom and my brother were feeling pizza. So I completely just changed course. Because for some reason in my head, I have to go chronologically because I'm an idiot.
No, that makes sense. That's how you keep track of things.
Yeah. So we had Pasquale's.
Okay.
Pizza, or Pasquale's, however you say it. And it's like a New York style pizza, pretty authentic, and all things considered, really good.
Okay.
Like good New York style pizza, thin crust, pretty crispy on the bottom, which was great. We got like a half pepperoni, half sausage situation, and they put that like fresh basil on top of it. Oh
yeah.
So like, I mean, for my taste, and mind you, I'm about the basil. I picked some of it off, but that's just because there was a lot on there. But for like my mom and my brother, they liked it. They like basil in general a little bit more than I do. So they were like, oh yeah. But we all, considering all the good pizza we have around here, like I would say if you ranked it with like Chicago stuff, it would be considered good. It'd be pretty good.
Good.
So probably, so especially for up there, it's like great. It is the thing up there. So actually, if you're in Rochester, Minnesota, have a safe pizza Harbour that you can go to in Pasquale. So
See,
that was a place
that's another project for us someday, is safe pizza places out of Chicago. And let's just have to have people write us and say, I've been here and it qualifies as decent pizza. Because you're right. That is such a dilemma. Even if you're in like St. Louis, the pizza's just totally different and
just awful.
Yeah, it's just ugh. So yeah, we got to find like a pizza safe map or something. Mm-hmm. So with the basil, was it chopped or was it big, like full leaves?
It wasn't full. It was somewhere in between.
Okay.
It wasn't like straight up chopped really small, but it was like a would that be considered a light chop or an easy chop?
Yeah,
something
maybe.
like that, where it's more like in thirds or quarters, maybe.
Okay.
Of the actual leaf. So that's what. So like the pieces were a little bit. I think that was part of it for me. The pieces were a little big for me being wimpy about it. But like I said, for my mom and my brother, they both loved it. They loved having like the bigger bits of basil on there, and also say bigger bits of basil 5 times fast, which I just once. So anyway, so on Thursday, we were like, okay, we wanted to just try even just style something we hadn't had up there. So going around this, like, you know, looking at all these vendors, and there I saw what was it called? Two Brothers Authentic Barbecue.
Yeah. You sent me the
And
sign. The sign alone made me know it was going to be good.
Yes. So they essentially had like pork sandwiches out there, and then they had variety. They had just straight mac and cheese, and then they had the moo mac, which is brisket on top of your mac and cheese, and was it I don't think they called it the oink mac or something. It was either way. You get pork on top of your mac and cheese, or you could get the brisket. I got, shocking nobody, the brisket, and so did my mom and my brother, and it was awesome. The pasta was shells. So you
nice.
got the little bits of like pools of the cheese in there.
And you're probably getting some barbecue into those pools too a little bit. Yep.
So it was almost like a little mini taco there that you could get with because it was like a shredded brisket type thing. So it was incredible. And I saw the portion size was the same as like if you're out somewhere and you just get like the like container of fries that could like fit in your hand.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of how to describe it. Yeah, like,
no, I know
almost like a small appetizer type thing.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I'm like, this might not be enough. Like it just doesn't look like it'd be that much. But man, when you dig in, it's heavy. And heavy in a great way. And their barbecue sauce was more of like a sweet sauce.
Okay.
So it played really well. And I could eat that for days. It was so good. And like we were all full by the end of it. It was like the quality of the brisket was fantastic. Like really tender. The pasta held up. Like, and then we walked back to the hotel room. Like my mom and I grabbed it for the three of us, walked back like a block and a half to the hotel room. And it was still perfectly hot. Probably because it's just like so heavy and so, like we didn't move anything around in there. So we're going to keep that heat in there for as long as possible. And it worked out great. It was the best thing I ate this trip for sure.
That's awesome. That sounds so good. I gotta find a place.
Two Brothers Authentic Barbecue in Rochester.
All right. I mean, for not a huge city, you got some decent food options
got some
there.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good. And after our conversation last week, I just had to scratch that barbecue itch, and I went to Patio this week. I'm hoping I had some time where Addie was at a friend's and we had to do a little chore. Like, let's get lunch real quick. And I had never gotten a brisket before, but last week you told me that's your go-to, so I tried it.
Yep.
That is a big ass sandwich.
Yes, it is.
Like part of my if I have a small criticism for Patio, it's that their pulled pork sandwich is not a ton of food.
Okay.
Like it just, I don't know. It just doesn't usually fill me up. This brisket, I was like struggling on the end of it. Like, oh my god, it was really good, and like everything at Patio, super good, super tender. The buns are fantastic there. The fries are always great, and at the table they've got the hot and spicy barbecue sauce to dip or whatever you want to do. Absolutely terrific. And we got a recommendation from somebody in the email. It was just a suggestion, so we're not going to read it. But Bomber's Barbecue in Munster. So this is a place where maybe we could do, because it's been a place I've been meaning to go. I keep hearing about it. Maybe it could be a chew in the fat one of these days. Next week sucks for me because it's prospects camp for the Hawks. And then after that, I've got a lot of summer. So
well, I've still got plenty of time on my hands, so I'm good.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We could bring our camera crew of Hope and Addie along too because they want to go too. So,
nice.
that'll be good. The other thing I tried, two things I forgot to mention to you before the show started is because I forgot to put them in my notes. I just had a taste for white people Mexican food. Sometimes you just want a giant plate of way too much food, and so. We went to El Cortez, which is in Country Club Hills, 183rd and Cicero. There are other ones there. But I was like, had kind of a late dinner or late breakfast, so I wasn't like starving. So I got the taco lunch, which is like 3 with rice and beans. Listen to these tacos I got. The sombrero, and it's got the little pepper next to it, so you know it's hot. Tender pieces of sauteed steak with chorizo. onions, jalapenos, cilantro, bacon, and 3 different types of sauce.
Oh my God, yes.
Dude, it was so effing good. So I got 2 of those, and the other one was, do you get the taco ranchero? Yeah, the taco ranchero, which is just, it's a steak taco with cilantro, onion, and green sauce. But that was also great. But that sombrero, man, it was
you had me at steak and chorizo.
Oh, it was so good. I don't know. I've just always gone there and gotten the basics,
Sure.
like whatever. I got a burrito suizo. That's always what I get at those white people Mexican places. But I'm like, I'm just going to try some tacos. That sombrero at El Cortez, again, I'll say it again. Let's absorb all this. Sauteed steak with chorizo, onions, jalapenos, cilantro, bacon, and 3 different types of sauce.
Oh, and that that chorizo is sweating, so you're getting all that chorizo flavor in the steak too. And
oh yeah, I was absolutely filthy when I finished eating that food.
Yeah,
like it was all over me. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. Like it's a decision I made. I knew reading the description that it was going to be messy, but this was not like your traditional. I was surprised by the menu at El Cortez when I really actually explored it. Because usually, again, I just go steak burrito, cover it with cheese, good to go. When I actually like really dug in, like, wow, there's some really cool and interesting stuff here. So check it out. El Cortez, Country Club Hills. I think there's one in Mokina. There's a few, but it was really, really good. And I said to Hope, like, we've got to add this to our rotation. This is way too good for us not to be here more often. And she agreed. She loved hers too. She got chicken flautas, which were big and like, sometimes they'll be really skinny. These were like almost like a 2 cigar thickness of chicken flauta. Really good.
Closer to like a clarinet type thing, the flute.
Sure, yeah.
Because flauta is flute.
Oh, right. That's right. Flauta.
At least in my head. I don't know if that's actually true, but in my head, that's what it means.
Chicken flute. That's probably correct. I don't know. You're the band person. I
also took like 2 years of Spanish, and you think that would help me? Nope.
Let's see. Let's look.
I don't remember much at all.
A-U-T-A in English.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It is flute. See? Chicken flute.
Nailed it.
That's not as appetizing as a chicken flauta.
No, definitely not.
I'm glad. Yeah. I'm going to stick with flauta.
Yeah. Yeah. And since you mentioned the band thing, for anybody that follows me on Instagram, which there's not many because honestly I don't post Instagram that often. I definitely I showed out some of my nerdy side yesterday.
Oh, I missed this.
Yeah, it's in my story because I was out in DeKalb at Husky Stadium because there was a drum corps show going on.
My cousin Ryan was there. He is my cousin Ryan is in the Lincoln Way band.
Okay.
And he got invited to that and went to it, so we didn't get to see him at the family party yesterday, but he is huge in the band. It is like his calling, and he was out there. So tell me about this. It sounded really cool.
Okay. So this was, and from what I understand, a lot of this has changed because of COVID in terms of who goes where. Drum corps is essentially for, I forget the exact age range. I want to say like, is it 18 to 22-year-olds? Something like that. Essentially, you spend your summer doing marching band for these corps. And you work on one show all summer. But it's a long show. Like I don't remember. I don't know what the time restraints are, but we're talking like instead of a regular show, like halftime show, which is 5 minutes or something, these are like 10-minute shows.
Wow.
They have props. They are incredibly intricate. Some of the corps, like there's only, I think like 1 or 2 corps left that are men only, but you have everything from color guard, no woodwinds. It's all brass.
Oh, cool.
So the sound is like, I don't want to say more pure, but it's more powerful. So it's trumpets, mellophones, baritones. Instead of traditional tubas or sousaphones, they play contras, which is essentially like taking a concert tuba and they put an extender piece on it so that instead of holding it upright, you flip it up on your shoulder and the bell goes straight forward.
Oh, cool.
So They do this, and it's literally months of work on the same show every day. And they'll travel to different parts more regionally than anything. And they'll do different shows to practice. And then there's the like national or whatever. I forget what it's actually called, but the national event where everybody goes to see who actually has the best show is in Indianapolis every year.
Oh,
so
fun.
There's a lot that'll come
Is
through
it
this
at
area.
Lucas Oil Field?
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah. It was at RCA Dome before that. It's at Lucas Oil Field now. It's as close to like professional marching band as you'll ever see because of just the level of the quality of player, the quality of the sound, like with how intricate it is. Everybody has to dance. There's themes to all these, and mind you, one of them that we saw yesterday, execution was fantastic.
That's the theme?
No, like, yeah, right. That is a hell of a theme. I would have preferred that theme to the actual one, which I still don't understand what it was. Like, it was a core that was really, really good. And a lot of times they're writing their own music for this too.
Really?
Like they either adapt some music to them or they're writing their own stuff and they have to write their own drill and come up with all the choreography and make all the props and do all that kind of stuff. It's a year-long process. It was the Blue Coats who won this thing. And this was, there weren't some of the best cores there. I don't understand what they were doing. I really don't. Like if they played well, they marched well. Their choreography was really good and well synchronized. But the concept of the whole goddamn thing, I have no idea what it was. They had like this, it was like some guy was having, I don't know if he was having a fever dream about being in a cab with some weird cabbie who looks like Burt Reynolds or something, because they have a giant thing that looks like a giant prop that looks like Burt Reynolds wearing like a cowboy hat, essentially.
Isn't that Smokey and the Bandit?
Is it?
That must be what it was, I think.
Said something about Lou Reed and Dennis Hopper or something like that in there. Like the guy looked like it. I don't know. Maybe it is, and I just didn't know it because I don't know. I'm just an uncultured swine. Let me see if I can find it in here and screenshot it because I have no idea what the hell this thing was.
Did you wash down your disappointment with some cheese nuggets though? That's what I need to know.
No, I actually didn't, just
What?
because we were on kind of a time crunch going there. It wasn't like just me or anything.
Oh.
Okay, I'm sending you the picture of this prop with my sign with my note on it that says, "WTF is Burt Reynolds doing here?"
Yeah, that is Smokey and the Bandits. Smokey and the Bandit.
Well, they never said such a thing, so I was lost.
It looks
in
like a
that
very
regard.
70s kind of a vibe from the people in the
Very
band,
much so.
like bell bottoms
Yes.
and weird colors that no one should have in their house, kind of a thing.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's one of those where if you did marching band, it's so niche. If you did marching band, you probably would like it. I don't like it as much as like some college marching band because I feel like a lot of the stuff gets done just to like earn points.
Oh yeah.
Like, let's do this. And there's some things that like every corps will do where it's like, okay, let's start in a square and then we come in and we make a diamond and then we go back out and make another square and prove we can stay in lines while playing and that type of thing. So some of it is kind of boring like that, but I still really enjoy getting to see it in person much more than like watching a video of it. So if it's something you're even mildly interested in, I would say seek out a drum corps show near you, which I think there's one, I thought I heard like this Friday in Rockford or something at like Boylan High School. So, because that's where Phantom Regiment is based in Rockford. So,
Oh, okay.
that might be the most useless, like however long this was, 5 minutes we've ever spent on this podcast. But
No, it's cool. It sounds like an awesome concept. It's something that you are into. I would check that out. It sounds really fun.
And when you're in person and you get to hear the volume that they're able to push out too, when you're in like decent seats, like it's palpable.
One of my favorite things. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's one of the few things that makes me ever like miss marching band to a point.
Yeah.
because I actually miss all the other bands. Even though I was never as good at any of the other bands as I was at marching band stuff, I miss the other ones more, probably because I was playing instruments I liked better than playing tuba.
Yeah, that's true. One of my favorite things to do is when we go to a Notre Dame football game, like the band marches to the stadium, like they lead the team to the stadium, so you can like get in line and watch them like walk in. And I always try to go right in the line of the like walkway, and you get to hear all the different parts like like go by you, and you're like, that's not the song.
Yep.
But it is. It's
Yeah.
just, it's like the clarinet
Yeah, it's
part.
like a counter. Yeah, it's like a counter melody or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
And
it's really cool. It's a way to
the
appreciate
drum
like
corps
all the little pieces that go into making something like that. And did I talk about how we went to see Return of the Jedi at the CSO? So the Chicago Symphony Orchestra just played. They get a copy of Return of the Jedi with none of the John Williams music in it, and then they provide the soundtrack live.
That's cool.
That was incredible. And I
That's
was like,
really
how are they
cool.
going to do this? Like, how do they know the cues? So the conductor has like an iPad in front of him, and the movie's playing, and then there's like sweeping cues that go by. There's like a green, a yellow, and a red. And I was like trying to figure out what they all meant.
Yeah.
Like, so green was obviously start. Yellow was like, okay, we're almost towards a change in
stopping point.
pace or something. And then red would be like the fade out. But then there was also like a blinking white circle that I thought was a beat, but it wasn't, because there was no like rhythm to it. So I couldn't figure out what that was about. But it was cool. It was very cool and worth seeing. So
Yeah, I'm telling you, anytime this is like the most obvious thing possible, when you can see music live,
yeah,
it's different. Especially if it's like in huge stadiums is still cool, but like if you can get it in like a little bit smaller of a setting, it just makes all that difference.
Oh yeah, definitely. Speaking of getting back to the fat content,
Yes.
the Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, Joan Jett thing was at Wrigley this week.
Okay.
And I had like thought about going, and then I saw the videos of Motley Crue performing.
Lots of fat content.
Vince Neil is like at least my size now, and he's so out of shape that he can't like formulate his lyrics. He just does like 2 or 3 words per sentence, and it just sounds terrible.
It's like that Kevin promo from The Office of was it why use more words when when less words?
Yes. Yes, it's exactly like that. So I couldn't bring, because I'm a big Motley Crue fan. I don't want to go see a band I like just sound terrible. And everyone in the crowd is like, ugh, like trying to like, oh, let's pretend like we're having fun. I was not up for that. So
No.
yeah. All right, I have one more food thing to share with you.
Okay.
Actually, I have a couple quickies, and then I have I have a bigger one. Try the Strawberry Frosty.
Oh, how was that?
I gotta say, a little disappointed.
Really?
Yeah, I did not love it. It was not bad, but I just didn't love it. It was not. I wish there was a little more strawberry to it. It's like a little bit like strawberry. It's like kind of subtle. I could have used a little more strawberry, so there's that.
Okay.
A new Jenny's ice cream we tried. Skillet cinnamon roll. I mean, you don't need to. I don't need to review that. Just
sounds good.
know that exists and then go buy it. And then I tried 2 new items at Taco Bell this week. Why?
Okay.
Because I'm a masochist. The first I tried was the crispy Cantina chicken taco. So this is a soft shell taco with basically a chicken tender in it, and then all the traditional White Castle Taco Bell toppings. That was really good. The tender was really crispy, really hot, like in terms of temperature, and it was meaty. It wasn't like skimpy on the meat. Like it was a nice thick chicken tender. Then I got the cheesy double beef burrito. Okay.
No bad words there.
Well, you and I often talk about Taco Bell is one flavor with many textures. This thing is all of it. Like it is all the Taco Bell stuffed into a burrito.
Yeah. A new employee. They're like, what goes into this?
Yes. Just dump everything. It's rice. I believe it had beans, beef, cheese, crispy strips. I skipped the sour cream because I like sour cream. And and it was all like just kind of mashed. And the ingredients sound like it would be great, but it really just became like a big blob of Taco Bellness. It wasn't bad, but I feel like if maybe they doubled the crispy strips to add that little crunch element to it, it would be a little bit better. Because, Taco Bell burritos are a little flimsy.
Yeah.
Like a good burrito, you shouldn't be able to hold straight and it shouldn't like limp over to the other side. It shouldn't be a flaccid burrito.
Or you shouldn't be able to like see your the indentations of your finger in the burrito.
Ideally, yes.
Because it just like forms to your hand.
Yes. So they're a little bit Taco Bell burritos are traditionally pretty limp. This was full. There was a lot of stuff in it, but it just needed it was kind of a mess. It didn't taste bad. It didn't. It was, again, if you like Taco Bell, you will like this. But it was just, there was no like nuance to it at all. It was all just very much everything all at once. So I'm not recommending it because it wasn't bad. It was just kind of, I felt like it could have been better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not terrible.
I need, especially from there, I need the textural difference though. Like I almost never get a burrito from there. That's why like the cheesy gordita crunch is perfect for me.
Yeah.
Because obviously I get that. I get the hard shell. I get the soft shell. I get the cheese in there as well, like in melted cheese and the non-melted cheese. Like that's where it is for me. Like I'm just not really going to stray from it too often.
No.
So,
why not?
and that description doesn't make me want to try that.
No, I seriously, because now like when you go into a Taco Bell, they prefer that you order from the kiosk.
Interesting.
So you can just add more crispy strips. So if I did that, I feel like it would have really helped. But
okay,
I'm with you. I think just in general, their burrito products they all kind of fall into this category of it's just too much going on and it doesn't have the stability to, you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't have the strength to support what a burrito should be. It just feels like you're biting into a water balloon or something.
Yeah.
This is very like,
way to put it.
It's too like like a burrito's got to have substance and heft.
Yes.
And this is just kind of a bag of stuff. That's how it feels.
The Taco Bell bag of stuff.
Well, they'll have that and they'll discontinue that too.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. Something and a couple celebrity versions of things and people that fats can appreciate.
Yes.
There was the picture that made the rounds. The picture seen around the world because you needed the entire world to see around all of it, which was Daniel Vogelbach standing at first base next to first baseman Rowdy Tellez of the Brewers. This is maybe the two fattest people in baseball standing next to each other at first base, and everybody and their brother sent the picture to us, and we appreciate you for it because it is awesome.
Vogelbach, trying to figure him out because I think he's also jacked. Like I think underneath his fat, he's probably very muscular.
Okay.
Because he looks like, I don't know, he just looks uncomfortable all the time. Doesn't he? But then you look at him and like his uniform fits him pretty well for a fat guy.
Right.
I don't know. He just looks like he's, you know, the feeling you have when you eat too much and you feel like you're going to pop? He looks like he has that feeling all the time.
I like that. That's a good way to put that. Yeah, because it's not like Billy Bob from Varsity Blues where it's all in his stomach essentially.
Right.
It's in his face and in his stomach. Because if you see like his shoulders, it looks like you can see the shoulders just fine. Like there's a little bit of the man boobage going on, but not enough considering how big he actually was. It was just like located in two primary areas.
Right. You know what else could be happening with Vogelbach too is he just could be perpetually sucking it in, which would give him that appearance of uncomfortability.
Okay.
Because I'm doing it like I'm sucking my gut in now, and it forces you like into better posture, and you're just feeling stiff everywhere as you suck in your gut. Almost. Yeah. So that could be what he's doing to it. I'm on base. I got to suck in the gut while I'm on the field, so I don't become a meme. Well, sorry, buddy. It already happened.
Yes, it has. Okay. Are you a Stranger Things guy?
So, yes, but the problem is we haven't watched any of the new season yet because Addie wants to watch it now. So we're starting from the beginning. So we're like probably 3/4 of the way through the first season.
Okay.
But I said to Hope, like, let's just, like, we just finished The Bear and it was great. I'm like, let's just start watching like season 4 on our own, and then she'll catch up. Because I heard season 4 is like a lot more violent and scary than the prior seasons.
Okay.
Which isn't an issue for me, but I'm going to need to see it before Addie sees it because she is a wuss. Like, she gets scared. I don't care. She can see it. I just think she'll get freaked out and hate it.
Are there like mascots or something?
No. I'm still teasing her about it too. I got to get her ready for this Disney trip, man.
Tavo's in it. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Tavo Terrifying's in it. Just terrifying everyone. He is a scary man.
So, okay. So the guy, now mind you, I have not seen anything, so I'm going purely off the article here.
Okay.
The guy that's Jim Hopper.
That's the cop.
Yes?
Yep.
Okay.
He's in all the seasons. Yep.
Okay. So apparently part of his gig was losing some weight for this season.
No deal.
So I'll leave it fairly generic since you have not seen said season. But after this season, he said, I will not be taking any more roles where I have to lose weight. He said he's already gone back up to what he was before losing the weight for this season of Stranger Things. So, yes, he said he's already back up to the weight. Because I guess his next role, he's playing Santa Claus. So he had to go from losing some weight to putting on the weight really quickly. And he's like, I think he even literally in this New York Post article says, I'm much better at putting on weight.
That's way easier. Yeah, that's for sure. David Harbour is the actor, by the way, if you want to look him up. I like this guy. He seems like a dude I can hang out with. He's got kind of the same like weird hairline that I have, like the baldingness starting to happen. He's got a good messy beard. He's got dad bod, totally, you know, like kind of chunky but big guy.
He's got an element of J.O. Sanders to him.
J.O. Sanders. I don't know who that is.
He was.
Is he related to
The Colonel?
He's not related to the Colonel.
The Colonel!
Okay, apparently the only reason I know him is because of being in like kids movies that I've seen. He was in The Big Green.
Is it like J.O. Sanders or is it like J.O. Sanders like he's Irish?
J.O. period Sanders. So like I think it's just like he only has a middle initial.
Oh, he's that guy actor. Yeah. I've seen him in a ton of stuff.
Yeah, he's in The Day After Tomorrow. I was like, there's something else I've seen that's not kid that is he's been in. Yeah, he's the guy who cut the rope on himself in The Day After Tomorrow. Spoiler alert.
I'm looking up if he's related to Colonel Sanders.
But you can see, I think it might be like head shape wise a little bit. That,
I see it.
Especially like jawline. That there's a little bit of that there.
Yeah. Well, sadly, no relation to
The Colonel!
I checked. That's sad.
Okay.
I like those character actors.
To him though.
And we should say by finishing The Bear. Who I don't even know the actor's name. He is going to be a superstar because of this. Jeremy Allen White. If you watched him on Shameless,
he was
lip on Shameless. But I think this thing is going to like propel him into another level of stardom. Like he is a phenomenal actor.
Yes. This whole thing is great.
Just I don't want to talk about it because there's not a ton of. I mean, we could spoil it, but just know it is funny and dramatic and Chicago based and real and just it's an awesome show. I loved every second of it. Episode 7 has a tremendous cameo for Chicago people, and it happens right away. And then that episode is some of the best TV I've ever seen. It's only 20 minutes that episode, but it's one shot, and it is just.
Which is insane.
It's wild, and it is not one shot, one take. It is one take, not one shot, because there's various camera angles, but it's one take, and it is like 20 minutes of the most tension-filled chaos, and when it's over, you're like, that was amazing. Let's watch that again. It's great. And it just makes me never want to work in a restaurant ever.
Yeah. Oh, seriously. Yeah. I did it in just like when I was in like high school and like a summer after college. And I was like, yeah, I'm good on this.
Yeah.
I'm good on this. And then just like I don't even know if you want to call it a full twist, but like the way it ends is not something you necessarily expect.
No.
But it's a good ending to where I don't know if there's going to be like a season 2 of this. It's one of those where it could end right there and it'd be perfectly fine, but it could very easily lead into another season as well.
Yeah, I hope it does because I loved it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shows I really like, but I talked about Barry. Barry is similar for me as a show that I just adore. This is another one on that level for me. So I loved it. I thought, and I'm always like, okay, Chicago, it's going to force Chicago down our throat. There's going to be the Wrigley scene. There's going to be the Sears Tower scene. There's going to, but no, it wasn't. It was just done in the right way. The only little slip up they had was they were talking about taking the Edens to Naperville. And it's like, you would not take the Edens to Naperville, but no. Whatever. It's like the one little, that's the one little flaw I found.
The kid's birthday party thing was hilarious.
Oh my God.
So it was so funny. Like just the thing that happens and then the reaction of who would have been mad at it or could be mad at it. You don't know. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's a great show. Watch it. We promise you it is the I'm Fat podcast seal of approval. You should watch it. All right, let's do some Ask a Fat, shall we?
Let's do it.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask a Fat is brought to you by our buddy, our pal, Charlie the Bacon Guy, who sent me some chorizo bacon and pineapple habanero, or peach habanero
There you go.
bacon jam. Get your own. Here's how.
Thanks, Jay. This week we have maple pepper, chorizo, and raspberry chipotle. Bacon jams are the original, the bourbon, and the peach habanero. Keep those ideas coming for bacon jams or bacon flavors. For the month of August, we are not going to be doing a special flavor, but I might make small batches of a couple of different flavors, so keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for the new merchandise hats coming. They're going to be available in 2 different colors, and as soon as I can get a good rendering of those to share, I will. Special shout out to Sasha, who had her first birthday over the weekend.
Aww.
Love you, kid. For the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
Happy
Let's
birthday,
keep the
Sasha.
bacon here, Charlie. Thank you.
He was about to cry at the end there. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
He did a little swallow, the little choke up swallow. It's all right. We see you, Charlie the Bacon Guy. It's okay. Happy birthday, Sasha. Her and Addie will be the future hosts of the show, and you and I hand it down so graciously. Get some bacon from Charlie. Charlie the Bacon Guy at gmail.com, at Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, and at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. He's on TikTok too, but I just don't have that handle memorized. But you should go there. You'll see lots of bacon being made and food stuff. And it's really, really great. Email him, get in touch with him however you want to, and you can place your order with him. It is fantastic. Again, I said yesterday, tried that stout bacon on the Blackstone yesterday. Beautiful.
Yes.
And just if you got a Blackstone and making that craft bacon on there, it could not be more perfect. It was so
Charlie
great.
the Bacon Guy on TikTok.
There you go. Charlie the Bacon Guy on TikTok. So we'll add that to our list.
He sent this to me. I don't know if he sent it to you about Sasha's birthday cake. Did he send this to you?
Yep.
How genius is that idea to just stack up zebra cakes?
Yep. It's brilliant.
And then essentially just put icing and stuff over it.
Who's mad?
You wouldn't. No one's mad, and how much time that saves.
Yes. And zebra cakes are amazing.
Yes, it is, and especially for a 1-year-old birthday. What does it matter?
Oh my God, we spent so much freaking money on Addie's first birthday cake. She had she had a Beatles birthday, because she's 1 and she was a big fan.
Of course.
But we got like a yellow submarine cake, and it was like this whole thing. It was really, really good, but it was more for us than her,
Oh, you think?
But that's for your first child's first birthday. That is a milestone. That's a big thing to celebrate.
Oh no, of course.
Yeah, but it was good. And then we had like they made a big bass drum, like with the Beatles logo on it, but it was made of a Rice Krispie treat. covered in
Nice.
fondant. So we just like for a month, hoping I would just take it out of the freezer, let it thaw, eat some Rice Krispie treat, put it back. We
peel
got our
the
money's worth
fondant
on that.
off of it.
Yeah, it was. It was. I will say, as fondant goes, it was tasty.
Okay.
It wasn't terrible by any means, but yeah,
Yeah.
just in general, fondant's just kind of like there. By the way, have you noticed on cakes lately that the hard candy sugar flowers are gone? Remember when we were kids, like cakes would have like rock hard edible flowers on them.
Oh yeah. Now it's like everybody wants to like make the flowers themselves and
Right,
but
I
it's
wonder
not
what
like
happened to
fondant,
those.
Yeah.
But those
I don't
sugar
know.
flowers, they tasted good. They were crunchy. This is a big ball of sugar. I've not seen one of
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
those on a cake in a long time. I'm going to ask when I go to Mariano's today, hey, what happened to the crunchy sugar flowers? And they'll say, sir, you're making a scene. Please put your pants back on.
Please leave.
Yeah, please leave. All right. We've got some Ask-A-Fats to get to, so let's do it. Here we go.
Hey, it's Fat Blake from Oak Park, following up on the pizza dip conversation. That's cream cheese base layer, tomato sauce, pepperoni, mozzarella cheese on top, and then you scoop it up with crackers. So, yeah, we have that after Thanksgiving food tradition.
Yes.
But want to make a suggestion for the chewing the fat. Baby Gold Barbecue in Berwyn. It is attached to Fitzgerald's. So if you go 6 nights a week, they have free music. So if you pick a date during the week and get out there on the patio, you can check out some free music and some fantastic barbecue. I highly suggest the pork belly po' boy. It is fantastic. Yeah, hope you check it out. It's fantastic. Great spot.
All right, thanks. So basically, the pizza dip is the taco dip that people make with the cream cheese, the chili, the salsa, and the cheese. This is cream cheese, pizza sauce. I think pepperoni was an interesting choice. I wonder if like crumble sausage might even be better. I mean, you can't go wrong. There's no real wrong answer there. I'm just trying to think like when you're scooping it, where are you going to get the most?
Yeah. Is it a whole pepperoni or are you like
I think if you put enough on there though,
it?
I'm going to make some. That sounds good. That sounds really good. And I bet you throw that in the oven, it gets nice and baked tasting. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm down with that. And then, yes, the place at Fitzgerald's is really good barbecue. I've had it before. Usually half in the bag at some sort of show, so I just grab something quick when I get out. But I would like to try it in like a more proper, like I'm getting a meal sort of a format. And that's not bad between us. Berwyn?
No.
It's sort of
shouldn't be.
middle-ish.
Yeah.
That should be easy enough to
I've
navigate.
got time to drive right now anyway, so I'm good with it.
Well, I got to get my the CX-5 back. It's still in the shop from the car accident.
Oh.
Because they got to like do the investigation, and so.
Oh. Yeah.
Hope got a letter from the other person's insurance company. Like, we hold them 90% responsible. You're responsible for the other 10 because you didn't react quickly enough. She's like, how do I react quickly to a 3-lane change?
Yeah.
And they're like, and Michigan law says that Michigan's like a no fault insurance state. So like, they don't determine who's to blame. I don't know.
Oh,
but we're like,
that's
cool.
odd.
We're not in Michigan.
Yeah.
Like, sorry. Doesn't work that way. Anyway, it's going to work out. So our insurance is on it, but it should be next week. But I had to miss the show at Fitzgerald's last week because of the car situation.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I have to get my car needs a wash desperately because it has like the beard of bugs on the front of it.
Oh,
from
yeah.
Driving to and from Minnesota. It's so gross. But that's on the agenda today because the thing looks terrible.
Yeah.
Just because of that.
Mine's covered in like tree sap or something. It's.
Oh, that's
but I did get for my Father's Day gift was the unlimited washes at Delta Sonic.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm going like twice a week.
Yeah. Oh, here's something for everybody, and it is food related actually. And it involves the car. One time at Culver's, I think I wasn't paying attention when they put the sticker on the car with the number. They didn't put it on the mirror. They just slapped it on the car, and now the adhesive is like if I just take 2 seconds, I would assume I can get rid of it, but it survived like a car wash.
Wow.
So be careful when either you or someone else is putting the number on your car.
Yeah.
Just put it on the mirror, on the mirror, either side, whatever way, shape, or form you want to do it. Just leave it off of the main part of your car.
Good call. The more you know. Get yourself the Goo Gone spray. Don't use the little bottle.
Okay.
Because it's like too hard to aim. Get the spray, let it soak for 10 minutes. It'll come right off.
Okay.
My tip. Pro tip. Just a tip.
Hey, Fats, this is Chris in Iowa. Jay, you are doing Qdoba wrong. What you do at Qdoba is get the nachos because their queso is amazing. So here's my suggestion for you and all of the other fats out there. Get your nachos with the chips on the side at Qdoba. Get a scoop of rice, a little bit of black beans, the pork, whatever salsa you want. Throw some guac, throw some cilantro. If you're into sour cream, do that, and cheese on top. And their pickled jalapenos are absolutely amazing. They're the best I've had. Got a little bit of sweetness to them. It's good stuff. So put all that together, and then you can scoop with your chips that are on the side to get whatever combination of food you want on that chip. And it is absolutely the best. I have it like twice a week, which is why I am fat. And well, it's not the only reason. Genetics might have something to do with it also. But anyway, Qdoba is amazing. Chipotle is good too, but those nachos at Qdoba are just fantastic. So, all right, that's all. Thanks for the podcast, guys. I really enjoy it, and have a great day.
All right. I will try. I told you I'll try it again. That pork was really good. I'll go get some of those pork nachos.
That's actually a great call too. The nachos are good. So like if I want to mix it up from the burrito, I'll go nachos. And like maybe I'm feeling lazy on a given day and I don't want to leave my condo. I will get it delivered, but they'll just do chips and then all the stuff in a different thing. So that way, obviously your chips aren't getting soggy. And man, when you're able to get that perfect scoop in there, a little bit of everything, it's good.
All right.
And it's where their chips being slightly thicker pays off because they are a little more sturdy.
Their chips are better than Chipotle's. I'll say that. That's for sure. All right, let's get to some voicemail or some emails, shall we?
Let's do it.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
Speaking of the Mazda, go get yourself one at Mazda of Orland Park. Call Eric 708-444-3200. They're at 8910 West 159th Street in, you guessed it, Orland Park. Love my CX-30, driving it all over town yesterday. Yesterday we were at a party in New Lenox, so I took the long way home just because I like driving my car so much. I saw our buddy Herb Lawrence just got a new Mazda too, and he loves it too. And the party I went to, they have 4 Mazdas.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, what? They have grown children. So they're a Mazda family too. So it was Mazda land yesterday, but I had the newest one. And everybody was checking it out. So I felt pretty cool. Love my CX-30. And like I mentioned last week with the CX-5, my family was in a big accident on the tri-state. And they're totally safe. The car kept them safe. And we're grateful to have a Mazda, 2 Mazdas in our life now. But happy that they were able to walk away from an accident that happened probably about 70 miles an hour. So awesome. I cannot vouch for them enough. Come drive by my house. Look at my driveway. You'll see 2 Mazdas, and you'll know that I'm not just blowing smoke. I love them, and it's the car I will own for the rest of my life. So get yourself one, too, at Mazda of Orland Park. All right. Got a question here from Bob in Palos. It's kind of a big question, kind of ambitious, but we'll do our best. He said, "Hey, Fats, I absolutely love the show. Keep up the great work. Summer brings car travel and road trips, and anyone who's ever traveled knows the blue road signs on the highways that point out exit numbers with gas, lodging, or food. Most of the signs that I see have basically up to 6 different spots that can be advertised on one road sign. My question for you, if you could pick any 6 restaurants to fit on a blue road sign, what would they be? National chains and local places are both okay. Basically, what do you need to see on the sign to know where you're stopping isn't shady and is worth the detour?" That's from Bob and Payless. That's a good question.
Oh, wow. That's a big question.
I will say if you're on 55, there is an exit sign for Chuck's in Darien. So can that count as one of mine?
Yeah. See, are we talking about more hyper local to like you would be for like for your area, I would be more, or are we doing
I think
like
we should just pick.
Chicagoland?
I think we should pick like national chains, just for the simplicity of it.
Okay.
So like, what do you want to see when you are exiting? What's gonna make you choose that one? Right.
Culver's, Popeyes. We probably, it doesn't have to be just fast food, I think, because you get some of the like chain sit down places in there too.
Yeah.
Those two for sure. Probably, if we're just doing national chains, I would be happy to see like a Chili's on there.
Oh, that's a good call. Yep.
I don't know if the Patio original.
I think so. I don't actually know the answer to that.
Okay. Because I feel like I've seen, or I've seen maybe like, Arizona's like an asterisk because it's pretty much just like Chicago, Southwest, and ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if, I feel like I might have seen one there or something like that. I don't know. If the Patio would count, I would count that. I mean, Andy's.
Oh, that's a good call too.
Yeah, get a dessert in there.
Yep.
I think Andy's should definitely be on there. And I don't even know how many I'm at that point.
That's a good list. I think you're off to a good start. Mine's pretty basic, and thank you for going first. So I can work on mine while you were giving yours. You got to have a McDonald's because it's just fast, it's reliable. You're going to get a great Diet Coke. That's key. I think a Starbucks would be nice for the coffee people. If you're driving on a long road trip, you want coffee that's a little more stronger than your typical like McDonald's or Dunkin'. So give me a Starbucks. Culver's for sure. Gives you the fast food sit down option, and then also the dessert option there.
Mm-hmm.
A Cracker Barrel is always nice because all three meals are covered. They're all good. And again, you talk about like the same experience everywhere. I'm going to throw in Waffle House just because no road trip to the South is complete without a trip to Waffle House. And then give me give me a Chipotle or a Qdoba kind of a place too, in case I want something a little different. You know,
that's fair.
Yes, that would be mine, I think. So whatever, chain taco, like make your own kind of place you want to put in there, I would choose Chipotle because it's still my favorite. McDonald's, Starbucks, Culver's, Cracker Barrel, Waffle House. There's my 6.
Okay.
Boom.
Jeez, this next one is this one's a novel.
It is a bit long.
This is The War and Peace.
But it's a lot of work though, so I want to read it.
Podcast. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
all right,
Kevin put a lot of work into this.
Yeah, this is Kevin from Indiana. Fats while in the checkout line at the local Dick's Sporting Goods, an old favorite snack caught my eye. Flavored sunflower seeds. But these weren't your ordinary standby flavors from years past. Here were the flavor options they had available from the Biggs brand.
The Biggs brand. Biggs. Yep.
Yes. Not Brad Biggs or It's the Biggs. The Biggs brand. Taco Bell Taco Supreme.
Okay.
Tapatio hot sauce chili limon. If I'm gonna white it up. Red hot buffalo wing. Takis Fuego hot chili lime. Hidden Valley zesty ranch whites. Vlasic dill pickle.
No.
And sizzling bacon.
Yes. Okay, so I'll try the Taco Supreme. The chili limon. The buffalo wing doesn't really interest me, which is strange because I like that. I don't know if I would like it in that form, but I think of those listed, the Takis hot chili lime sounds the best.
I agree.
Okay.
He said, I then went on Amazon and found that there were even more flavors from Big, such as Stubbed Smoky Sweet Barbecue,
Ooh.
Little Caesars Pepperoni Pizza, Old Bay Seasoning,
Yes,
Cracked Pepper, and Cheeseburger. But that is I mean, I would take that grouping over the other grouping.
Sure. Cheeseburger weirds me out. Is there like a beefy flavor on it though?
Yeah, like that's the thing. That's the one I want the least out of all those.
Right.
But like
the rest sound
the
good.
Smoky Sweet Barbecue, Old Bay, and the cracked pepper, absolutely. Like those are slam dunks. The Little Caesars pepperoni pizza, probably good, but scares me a little bit.
All right, let's pick our 3 from these 2 lists. That's what he wants us to do.
Okay.
I'm going Fuego hot chili lime.
Okay.
I'm going Old Bay because I'm just interested in it. Like it just sounds like it might be good. I think I'm going to do the Stubbs Smoky Sweet Barbecue too. I love that Stubbs sauce. That stuff is good.
Yes. I'm with you on Old Bay and the Stubbs Smoky Sweet Barbecue. I might just go cracked pepper.
Yeah, that would be good too.
For my third, I love cracked pepper. Like it's simple. I get it. But man, cracked pepper's awesome.
It's never bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right. I'm gonna pick one of these up. I do like having sunflower seeds.
When I played, it was always the it wasn't the what was the other brand?
David's.
Not Biggs. David's. Yeah, David barbecue.
Yep.
Sunflower seeds. Those were the ones that I would have growing up.
Yeah, the big ones are good too. All right, we're getting late here. I didn't realize how long we've been doing this. Damn. This one's from our friend Southside Butt Rash Carolyn. Last week we talked about visiting Lem's Barbecue for chewing the fat. She said across the street from Lem's is Brown Sugar Bakery. Get a slice of cake, get the cheesecake, cupcake, whatever, or go about a mile away to Dat Donut at 83rd and Cottage Grove. If you do that option, there is more barbecue next to the donut shop. Carolyn, you are the best. This is why we love you.
Yes.
This is why you're our favorite, and that's why you always be special to us.
I always love like I don't know why I read that when you were reading off the different caked items. I was thinking of it like Fugitive. Get a slice cake, cheesecake, cupcake, whatever.
There you go. Yeah.
It's our hard target search.
Then visit the outhouse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's me being an idiot.
Yeah, well, it's okay. That's why we do this. Yep.
Exactly.
All right, let's wrap it up. We're getting the last 3 episodes have been long. We've been extended dance mix versions. We got to tighten up.
All right. Well, yeah, because tighten is something we're not good at.
We're not saying lose weight. We're just saying tighten.
We're saying tighten. Follow us on all of our social medias at I'm Fat Pod. I'm Fat Pod gmail.com for all the suggestions for places for chewing the fat or what have you. Check out the Patreon, TeePublic. Keep an eye out on the TeePublic for at some point relatively soon a new Onion Ring of Honor design. So keep an eye out for that. YouTube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Give you the old subscribe there. And to the regular podcast feed, subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe. Juke the stats because they won't juke themselves.
That's right.
Rate and review the podcast. We're getting close to 500 reviews. That would be awesome to get a few more 5 stars to hit that 500 mark. And check out our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, and Frato's Culinary Kitchen. So for Jay, I'm Rick. I'm out of breath. And fittingly, this is the I'm Fat Podcast.
Good job, Vince Neil.
All right, I think we got a lot accomplished here today.